to tell you how you can build brand you. It's all about you, this session. But before I get started, let me tell you a bit about myself. I am a professor of marketing, and I've been in this field for the past 24 years now. I have authored 3 books with Oxford University Press, management-based research textbooks, and 75 research papers in various national and international journals. All this while managing 3 kids, 2 daughters, and a husband. Okay? So years ago, I had a dream. I wanted to become a doctor. 2 more things were required for that: determination and money. It was the latter that was an issue because getting a medical degree without a scholarship was difficult, and education loans were not much heard of. So that option went out the window. Followed plan B then, did an MBA, got a job, got married, settled down, and all was well. 11 years into my corporate life, and I had another dream. I wanted to enter academics and distribute Gyan officially. So I had no clue what academia was about. It was expected out of me, but I took the plunge, and rest, as they say, is history. So 13 years ago, I started a love affair, which is still in its prime. Fun fact though, when I finally got my PhD in the area, my father congratulated me and said, finally, I did become a doctor. So what I'm trying to say here is that there will be numerous instances in life when not getting what you want might seem the end of the world. It is as if you had just this one chance of getting everything right. Well, I do not believe this. Life is in a state of flux. We can create a lot of opportunities for ourselves. You can be whatever you want to be. You can create your own brand. So there's a lot of difference between wanting something and the reason behind wanting that. The question is, why do you need to build a brand you? Well, believe it or not, as of this moment, you already are a brand. People have a perception of you. You have an identity and an image. And it is what you formed unknowingly without even being aware of that. So right here, right now, I need you all to take control. And it is all about yourself. Because in this ever-shrinking, ever-evolving, and an ever-judgmental world, your personal brand will decide who leads you and whom you will lead. It is about enhancing your sphere of influence so that people reach out to you rather than you having to reach out for opportunities. There are numerous examples of people forging businesses on the basis of their personal brand. Take the case of the fastest growing FMCG brand in India right now, which is an extension of the personality of a single individual. Any idea? Patanjali, very right. So we're talking about Baba Ramdev and Patanjali. So that is exactly what it is. So now that you're all convinced why you need to have your own brand, the question is, how can you build your own brand? Well, there are simple 6 steps, and you just need to have an escape plan, which is all-inclusive, irrespective of your gender, your background, your profile, or any other filter. So grab a pen and paper, and let's get started. So step 1, it is about identifying your qualities. So who you are is your brand, your talents, your skills, even the things that you would like to change about yourself. So as this step, I want you all to list down 5 of your qualities that best describe you as an individual, and which you're 70% confident is not on anyone else's list. So how can you do that? Instead of using words like good communication skills, use articulate. You can use words like diligent, perceptive, opinionated. And if it includes performing arts like singing or dancing, include those in which you are at a considerably advanced level. So let's do a sample list. So if Sherlock Holmes was to do his, it would essentially include things like thirst for mystery, highly knowledgeable about any damn thing under the sun, high deductive skills, antisocial, and a childlike arrogance. So I hope this gets you started. If you're still struggling, then you can ask yourself these. What is it that I can offer to the world as of this moment? On what can I give a 5-minute speech on in front of a crowd? Who am I the go-to person for? Why do people seek me out? And it can even be things like giving advice on what shoes to wear. So that gets us to step 2, set your goal. Here, I need you to think about 2 scenarios. Scenario A, where do you see yourself 5 years down the line following the current path that you're taking? And scenario B, irrespective of what you're doing right now, where do you see yourself 5 years down the line? That is your current trajectory and the future ambition that you want to achieve. The idea is that these 2 scenarios should be similar. If not, then think, what all changes need to be made? What more skills do you need to acquire to develop a budding talent? Do you need to take a new course, learn a new language, meet more people, get more experience? So identify all these changes that are required and start doing that right now. You need to remember that the goal that you want to achieve, you have to set that which is realistic and in line with the qualities that you have. So it will help you achieve that goal better. Those who are struggling on step 1 of identifying your qualities, what you can do is take step 2 of setting your goal as step 1. So identify where do you want to be 5 years down the line, and then as step 2, list down all the qualities and the skills required for achieving that goal, and then work on these. So that gets us to step 3. Once upon a time, Watson said to Sherlock Holmes, "Why are you such a big show-off?" And Sherlock said, "Well, I am a consulting detective and people should know about that. So at step 3, I need you to create visibility for all the talents and the skills that you have. You can best do this by immersing yourself in a world where your talent has space, where people with similar talents thrive. If you know them, good enough, connect with them. If not, then go online and connect with them." So for example, if you want to enter the advertising industry, you can create a LinkedIn profile and connect with similar people, create conversations and take it offline, the O2O concept. Or what else you can do is attend advertising workshops, seminars, conferences, where like-minded people congregate. And the next thing that you need to do is put yourself in situations where you can showcase your skills. And then every story that you upload, every tweet that you do should be around these qualities. So it is about inclusively building your image, completely about all the skills, all the talents that are required for achieving that goal. Build visibility around all those so that when you finally reach your goal, you do so with a bang. So that gets us to step 4. Now that you've built visibility for yourself, the next thing left to do is to differentiate yourself. Well, conventional wisdom says that when you are in a competitive situation, do or copy what the other guy is doing and just do it better. Don't go against the grain. Well, I would say conventional wisdom is not so wise after all, because that is a sure short method of ending in the sidelines. What you actually need to do is embrace everything that is different about you, that is unique, and magnify that. You can be different in how you dress, how you talk, how you do things. So everything that is unique and different about you, develop that, magnify that. India has the oldest known examples of building personal brands through differentiation. Take the case of various gods and goddesses. Lord Shiva. So each god has such a unique image which has transcended 5,000 years and they're still relevant. I mean, who can forget a god where the moon adorns the forehead, the sacred river Ganges flowing through the tresses, and a snake around the neck? God forbid, I'm not asking you to do that, but differentiate and extricate yourself from competition. So that gets us to step 5, which is check your presence. At regular intervals, I need you to sit back and introspect. See how far you have come, all that you have achieved. You can do this best by doing a Google check with your name on it. Oxford Dictionary calls it as ego surfing, but it is far from that. It is at dispassionately looking at all the links that come up, because they will form your brand persona. And because we want people to seek you out with opportunities, when they are looking for you, these links that pop up will form your brand persona. And this should all converge to the qualities that you've identified for yourself in step 1. So you need to do a presence check regularly, see how far you have come. If the persona is good enough, well, further strengthen that. If not, build further linkages so that the persona is complete and wholesome and inclusive. So the step 6 is evolve. So let us just quickly recap what we've done till now. We have our personal goal. We have a fair idea of what the brand you is going to be and how you can reach there. So right now, what is left? Lighten the candle. So welcome to the end of the beginning. Here, let us take a moment to talk about Steve Jobs. You all know him to be a brilliant visionary. Way back in 1996, when he came back to Apple, the company was going through a difficult phase. It was losing ground, and experts predicted that it was just a few steps away from a takeover target. What Jobs did was absolutely brilliant. He completely revamped the company. The result? The eyes revolutionized the world. What I have learned? Inertia kills. If times are changing, you need to roll with the changing times. It is absolutely essential that you not only be willing, but also able to change with the changing times. Over a period of time, your personal brand will evolve, as it should, because evolution is the key to progress. Allow that to happen. Keep sharpening the saw. Identify the new skills and competencies required in your chosen area, and then develop those. Stay in sync with the changing times and dutifully build your brand daily. Here, reinvent yourself and you will remain an ageless and a young brand forever. So imagine a world where we know each other not as what you are capable of, but where you are all the best versions of yourself, where you can create dialogues of meaning. And how have we done this? Through the ISCEPE plan, which is identifying qualities, setting the goals, creating your brand persona, extricating from competition, doing a presence check, and evolving. You have to be your brand. You have got to live it daily. So choose an identity that is the closest to you, that you identify with and that you believe in. Because remember, at the heart of a great brand is a great product, you. Thank you and happy branding.